Recently, Samyang added a new lens to its tiny but almighty range, and it was this, the AF 75mm f1.8 for Sony FE mount. Now this lens is pretty tiny. If I take off the lens hood, you can see it's nice and small for the focal length and aperture, and it weighs, with the caps and hood, just 273 grams. Now it is an autofocus lens from Samyang, so it has a linear STM motor inside, and that's quick and accurate, but it's also nice and quiet as well. So if you're shooting natural portraits, then hopefully no subject should be distracted by the sound of the autofocus motor. We have 10 elements in 9 groups, and that includes 3 extra low dispersion elements and 2 high refractive elements, as well as UMC coatings throughout. So all of that together helps to reduce chromatic aberration, distortion, ghosting, flaring, and create a nice sharp image from this lens. We have a 9-bladed aperture, and they're rounded blades, so you should get beautiful smooth out of focus areas and really nice rounded bokeh. And I wanted to try it out, so I took this lens out on a couple of evening walks, got some pictures and video as well to test out what it could do. And one thing I noticed, that it did seem prone to a bit of flaring. Now this was later in the day, it did have some low sun going on, and once I attached the lens hood, of course it was majorly reduced, but you could still find it if you tried hard enough, and I think it's worth pointing out because some people will love that. I did, I thought it looked really attractive and I liked the look. But I think if you were on a job and you're working with low sun, you know, that could cause issues. It is a 75mm, I was working at low apertures. It's unsurprising that we were getting some flaring, but it's just worth thinking about. Now, I took loads of images with this. It was a lovely lens to use, really pretty images, and it's worth pointing out how well balanced it feels as well when you're using it with something like an A7R3 or an A7 III. It's so nice and light on the front, feels like you've got a lot of control over your camera, and at that focal length as well, it allows you to hand hold and feel really still and stable and not have to rely on things like holding your breath too much to get a nice stable image. The body itself isn't weather sealed, wouldn't expect it for this style of lens, but it does have this cool custom switch just here, and that allows you to change the functionality of this ring. Now if your camera's in autofocus mode, you can use that ring to change the aperture. If your camera's in manual focus mode, and then you can use the switch to change that ring between aperture or manual focus. Now Samyang have said they're going to do a firmware update in the future which allows you to add more custom features and assign more custom features to that switch. And I think people will like that because hopefully they'll add things like shutter speed or ISO as well. Now it comes in this nice little pouch, which a lot of the Samyang lenses do, which is zippable, and they're always nice and light and they don't add too much bulk to the lens. So for me, I like those. You can throw them in the bag, keep your lens nice and safe and not add too much weight. Now, if you want to find out more about the 75mm, there's loads of information on the website. You can check it all out on there, and you can also place a cheeky little order if you fancy one. You can also give us a call, of course, send us an email, or put a comment here and we'll try our best to get back to you with all the information that you could need. Now, there are a few more Samyang lenses on the way, so make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications if you want to find out about those. Thanks for watching.